All right, everybody, welcome back. Sam's Army, episode 2.193. We got a lot to talk about this week. We're going to start with headlines, where we will discuss Gareth Bale and NWSL, weekly what if, MLS trial by combat, Premier League, FA Cup recap, and huge Dærby weekend preview. And then stoppage time with Ivan Toney's best bets and everyone's favorite segment, GOAWs. First, though, let me welcome in these beauties here with me this week. Hold your applause till the end. And by the way, this is actually a heads up for you too. You're going to get the same intro question, and we're going to keep it short. We're going to keep it short. We got a lot of Dærbies to get to, and not enough time. So first up, Mr. Mikey Fowler, no doubt chomping at the bit to dive into the North London Dærby, but that will have to wait a minute. So your question: who's winning the championship game tonight, Georgia or TCU?
It's going to be Georgia, and they're not, and I don't think they're going to cover.
Oh, so it's going to be close. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Good answer. And by the way, everybody, by the time they read this or listen to this or watch this, whatever.
This is just being mean. It's setting you up for failure.
It is. We're just going to get laughed at. So next up, we got Senior Dapper himself, Tyler Terrens, and his smooth baritone. Same question, sir. Georgia, or TCU?
Let's go Frogs, baby. Why not?
Love it.
Because I mean, my head is telling me the same as Mikey, but why not a little magic? Georgia's been rendered vulnerable.
I'm with you. I talked myself into TCU, so I'm on the TCU bandwagon as well.
You're a convincing guy.
I convince myself sometimes. That's pretty much the only person I've ever convinced anything. All right, let's go. Headlines. So fresh off the presses, Gareth Bale has announced he is retiring from soccer altogether. One fell swoop. You know, he's gone from domestic
golf.
Well, obviously, right, in that order.
Or he's going back to Europe.
Well, we'll see about that. It feels good for him, you know, going out on his own terms. The timing feels right. I'll add that. I will always love Gareth Bale. Like I'm not unbiased when it comes to Gareth Bale. He was like one of the first sort of athletes that I was like, I mean, I guess we're kind of the same age, but like I was in love with him. I mean, I was just like, this guy is just larger than life. I mean, that's not true. I remember Roberto Baggio was the first person I actually fell in love with, but he was, you know, much older than me. Anyway, so, but the thing I hear, so it wasn't weird. He was a man that was much older than me.
No, it was not my first crush. It was my second crush, so it's not weird.
Exactly.
Went to a different school.
He's from Canada. You guys don't know him. So like as neutrals, I know where I stand on this.
Neutral.
Well, whatever, semi-unbiased. I don't know if you are or not, but I hear a lot of people talk about Bale, and the first thing they say is that he's criminally underrated. You know, as far as his career goes. He's got 5 Champions Leagues. He's won La Liga. He almost single-handedly carried Wales to multiple international tournaments and into knockouts sometimes. He won an MLS Cup. Perhaps most impressively, he won a Make-Believe Cup with Tottenham. So where do you guys come down in terms of like whether he's underrated, and sort of where do you put him in that best of his generation debate?
I think that it's not criminally underrated. It's more so like the amount of success that he has, I think, is just the most shocking thing. He was a fantastic player coming over from Spurs and was like probably the most electric player at that time. And he ended up going to a Madrid team where there were guys who were better than him and would, and he's a tier 2 star. And, there's Ronaldo's, there's Benzema, like there's other entities around him that sort of, made it seem like he wasn't doing the types of things that he was doing at Spurs on the reg, but he would show up and do them for Real Madrid, like semi on the reg. But yeah, that's where I think it stands. But he's incredible. But the two biggest goals of his life included the United States, both MLS Cup and then against the US.
Let's not bring that up too soon. Mikey, where do you come down?
I think underrated is a funny word in this case because I think his moments can go underrated. I think the Champions League final goal doesn't get discussed enough, frankly, for the quality of it. I think the goal in the Copa del Rey final is Hall of Fame worthy, and it's one of those things you don't see. You know what I mean? A guy getting pushed out of play and finishing the play. It's like he had moments that should be discussed. And honestly, Sam, I'm glad I get to finally get this off my chest now that he's retired. But one of my favorite moments in the history of growing up watching soccer was what he did to Adriano at the San Siro.
Yeah.
One of my favorite. It's the funniest thing ever to watch. Just the same thing 3 times into the bottom right corner.
Yeah, it was.
It's amazing, and it truly was really fun to witness. And I can finally admit that I love that clip. And I'm a big Gareth Bale fan. Anybody who kind of doesn't give a shit about what they're doing professionally is awesome, in my opinion, at that level. So Gareth Bale for the win.
I can respect that. You're right. That Adriano clip and that game against Inter.
The best.
I mean,
it's the funniest thing ever. I love that video.
That was like a coming of age.
He was disgusting
for the
disgusting.
club and for Tottenham fans. Like, I feel like, in a soccer sense, I grew my first or sprouted my first curly on my balls watching that Inter game in the Champions League.
I thought you were going somewhere else with that. Growing somewhere else with that.
No, just sort of coming of age in the Champions League.
It was your soccer mitzvah. It was your soccer.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's move on. So, second headline, NWSL. So, speaking of fresh off the presses, this one is even fresher. NWSL just announced that 4 coaches have been banned for life after, a long-running investigation. This goes back years to this burst into the mainstream, relatively speaking anyway, when the Paul Riley allegations came out, and it just sort of snowballed from there. Paul Riley at the time was the North Carolina Courage manager. He is one of the 4 who's been banned for life. The other 3 are Rory Dames, who's with Chicago, Richie Burke, Washington Spirit, and Christy Holly of Louisville. There are a couple other people who were suspended for a couple years or something like that. I'm just bringing it up. It's one of these things that, I don't know. There's no winners. It's interesting that all 4 of them are males. I don't really have any insight on that. But yeah, we'll just leave it there. I'm sure there's hopefully with sort of the new NWSL 2.0 with the new players agreements and everything. Hopefully they're going to have stronger guidelines and whatever in place. And the league, we need the league. We need it bad, and people should support it, and hopefully it'll be a safe place for athletes. Okay, weekly what if time. So here's the deal. You got yourself in a real pickle, and your life is on the line. But you get to pick one person from MLS to be your champion in a trial by combat. Who you picking? Mikey, I'm going you first.
Let's make this clear to the listeners. This is a brawl. This is like
trial by combat. Yeah. Are we just gonna say
no? But I'm just saying maybe somebody could have inferred, because we're talking about soccer players, like who would you want like a 1v1 cage?
Okay. No. This is
I'm just saying to establish this is about physical strength and basically battle to the death.
Yeah, this is to the death for sure.
100%. Sam, thank you for asking this. Thank you for asking me this question. First and foremost, I want to explain what my criteria were. I think obviously age is important. You want an experienced fighter. This is your life on the line. No time to learn the ropes. You want brute physical strength. Sure, he needs to be a player with a good build. But most of all, I think what you need here is the bloodthirst, the desire to kill. Somebody who has shown that they are good. The moment comes, they're going to kill the person for you. And that's Roger Espinosa. And it's a no-brainer in my opinion. I think when the moment comes to it and a lot of guys are holding the gun, a lot of them might, cower away. I'm not worried at all about his decision making to end a life. Roger Espinosa for me.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Shout out Lola Banta. That's her husband. Okay, listen, I got no arguments with that one. I'm gonna let you have that one. Tyler, you're gonna go last because I gotta get mine in here. Mine's easy. Mine's Tim Parker. Listen, that guy. If you need somebody to handle the business,
say that. I knew.
Listen, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? It's just an easy pick. I know it's easy, but have you seen the guy? The guy is just
the moose.
He would kill me with one finger. One finger
Humongous.
He would kill me. So Tim Parker is my shout out, Timmy. You're up, Tyler. Who you got?
All right. So when you sent this, he was one of my initial. He was probably the guy that I was going to say, but I was going to have a backup because I knew that you were going to do it. Ronald Matarrita, the Costa Rican. My man. All right, here's the deal. My man's been through some shit, and he has thrown some heinous elbows in his day. But he came out on the other side. He had some behavioral changes, and he's been a very steady player in this league, and he's gotten that aggression under control. But this dude was tossing haymakers at the backs of people's heads with the assistant referee standing 3 yards away. Like it was in no uncertain terms. Did not care. He's
Was
my
this
guy.
VAR?
Yes, it was.
Good attitude.
When he was on, I think it was when he was on NYCFC. And he was just towards the end of his career there. Nasty guy. I want him, but he's come out the other side, so now he has it harnessed.
Okay.
Like same level of like I'm sure he will end the life if it comes down to it, which has to be part of it.
It's a huge part of it.
Somewhere way down deep. All right. Well, maybe we'll have to throw this up for Instagram vote. See who people think actually won this. Okay, let's move on. Premier League. So we're fresh off of one of those glorious FA Cup weekends. This was the third round where Premier League clubs joined the fray, meaning some big upsets are inevitable. And yes, we definitely got a few of them. So let's start with you, Tyler. Any results strike your fancy as far as, worth discussing or at least mentioning?
I don't know. Anything Liverpool nowadays is just sort of.
Do you want to talk about
No,
belly aching?
No, I don't. I do not. But we deserved it because we just can't seem to fucking put the ball in the back of the net.
I think it's brilliant from Newcastle, if I could throw one out there.
Brilliant. Oh, just to get out now?
Yeah. What better way to make a late season push for top 4 than only have Premier League games left?
The thought crossed my mind. The thought did cross my mind. I mean, the fact that Sheffield Wednesday, they're not even a championship team. They're like first division.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, just to give myself a quick little pat on the back, I had 3 upsets that I suggested. One of them was Sheffield Wednesday over Newcastle. I don't know how I got that right, but Sheffield Wednesday was hot coming in. They'd lost like 1 game since early October, and they're at home. So I did like them. I also liked Burnley over Bournemouth, which is barely an upset. This Burnley team, by the way,
good, very good.
Right. If you haven't been following, paying attention, this Burnley
Vincent Kompany's Claret Army.
They are not the Burnley that you're thinking
I love
of.
it.
They're totally different. And
it's awesome.
They went to Bournemouth and just mopped the floor with them. They won 4-2. The last one I had didn't come through. Was Brighton and Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough, they got worked by Brighton on that one. But 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
No, in this early of a round, I think you're doing yourself a disservice here. More of a round of applause for you. It was good stuff.
I don't like crowing over wins when it comes to gambling, because then
but you'll do it.
I'll do it. Listen, I got to do it every now and again, but I don't like sort of pat myself on the back too loudly, because then you got to take it when you lose, and I don't really like taking it. Some of the other ones, Wrexham. The little guys, the little Welsh, the little club that could from Wales came into Coventry and won the game. Shout out to Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney for making it through in the FA Cup. I'm looking forward to the documentary on that one. I'm sure that
apparently McElhenney's ESPN Plus went down in the middle of the game and was freaking out on Twitter.
Perfect, just perfect.
Didn't see the end of the game.
But it was an awesome game. 4-3. Wrexham won that game. So I think that's actually big for not just for Wrexham, but probably, I know a lot of people watch that documentary. It's on FX or FXX, one of those two. And I'm sure that that'll be a cool probably episode all by itself. Stevenage, something called Stevenage. Villa was up 1-0 and somehow gave up 2 almost stoppage time goals.
Then Donker gets sent off.
Oh, goodness gracious, Villa.
And then it all went downhill from there.
Yeah. And listen, we got to talk Chelsea. Wow. Chelsea might be dead. This team is in a world of hurt. all I hear about is like their owner keeps like buying players, and apparently they need them just to field an 11 because so they played City twice, both times at the Etihad. They played them twice in 4 days. They scored 0 goals. They got worked in the second one. The first one they actually played quite well. They had the better chances in the first half. They lost that one 1-0. But Chelsea is just they're walking wounded at this point, and they weren't that good when they were healthy. So they are in. We're gonna get to power rankings right now, and they're not going to be in the top 4. I'll tell you that. They're not in my top 4 anyway.
Are we doing? We're doing power rankings based on FA Cup?
Oh no, not at all, not at all. This is only based on what you think people. I do look tan today. Woo-wee. It's not based on FA Cup because like half the teams didn't play their first 11s and stuff like that. So it's not. Do not use FA Cup unless you can, but just don't base it all off exclusively.
No, I thought you wanted us to base our power.
God, no. This is all Premier League. So going forward, like this weekend, is sort of how you see things shaking out. I'll go first. I actually think this power ranking is going to be one of their fastest, quickest, least debated, least acrimonious. So I got City 1. I got Arsenal 2. I put Newcastle ahead of them last time. I'm not saying sorry for that because Newcastle did go in and get the draw, just like I called, by the way.
Yeah, they really, really showed their mettle there.
Right, but Arsenal was the better team. So I'm going City, Arsenal, Newcastle, and United. And I don't even think I would love for somebody to come up with a different team in the 4 than those because I think it's like clear that those are the best 4. But Mikey, you want to try?
Yeah, I think Tottenham deserves way more respect.
Shut the fuck up.
I genuinely think they're the 4th best team in this league, if not arguably.
I muted him. There, he's muted. First time I've actually muted somebody. I had to do it, Mikey. Get that shit out of here.
I was interested in what he had to say. Thank you.
All right, fine. You want to finish? You can finish.
No. That's it. No, I think Arsenal right now on a neutral field would chomp at the opportunity to play City, and I think City wouldn't be as enthused. I think Arsenal would be better on a neutral field. Yeah, right now today.
Arsenal 1.
They'll find something later. I actually have a really large theory about the way they're playing and how it's designed more for Champions League success than league success. But
how's that going to work out this season?
Don't worry about it. But I think that right now Arsenal are in a better position to win this game.
Okay, so you got Arsenal 1, City 2.
City 2, Newcastle 3, Tottenham 4.
Shut the I should mute you again. All right, Tyler, what do you got?
City, Spurs, United, Newcastle.
What? Get out of here!
I'm on the Mikey hate train tonight. No, I agree with Mikey. Arsenal, City, Newcastle, United, and that was Arsenal, City. Yeah, and that was what I had last week too. I'm staying with that.
Okay. Listen, Arsenal. I'm not saying sorry because I picked them to draw, but they looked impressive against Newcastle. So I won't say sorry. I'll just give you that. Bottom 3. I mean, like, I guess we got to keep Southampton. I think they won their FA Cup game, but like they haven't won in months. So I'm going Southampton bottom.
They just beat Palace, my friend.
Wasn't that in FA Cup?
Mm-mm. Was it?
I think it was.
Yeah, sorry, you're right.
Yeah, I'm throwing that out. I'm keeping Southampton bottom. I'm going West Ham after them. Oh man,
Everton are bleeding.
Yeah, I had Everton there, and I guess I got to keep Everton there. So yeah, I got Southampton, I got West Ham, and I got Everton. Tyler?
No disagreements from me.
Mikey?
I have Forest in there at 18. I think they're really poor.
Okay. Yeah, they not that we're including this, or at least not focusing on it, but they just lost to somebody tiny.
4-1 to Blackpool. But the thing about it, this is the time of year where there's value in betting these 14, 15, 13 type of teams to get relegated. So,
Oh, for sure. And because the table's still pretty bunched.
correct. And people will not think about Nottingham Forest just because they're 2 points clear of the drop. So,
Right. Wolves are on 14 points and they're in 19.
who are horrific, by the way.
They are horrific. I can't believe we didn't include them, but
I have Southampton, Wolves, and Forest as my bottom three.
Oh, you got Wolves in there? I should have Wolves. They're just they're painful to watch too.
Uninspiring. Daniel Podence needs to be free.
Save him. Somebody save him.
Where does he need to be free?
I quite like Daniel Podence.
You know something? I like him too. That would be a good pickup for you guys, like next year when you're playing Champions League. Like that's definitely somebody you could bring off the bench.
And I think Podence is a very good. I'd probably get him in that 15 to 25 range, right? Good player. Young. How old is he? 27. Never mind.
For me, though, this bottom three comes down to just who's won lately, and there's only one team, 17 through 20, who's won in the last 5, and that's Wolves. So that's why they're not in it for me. You have to be able to pick up 3 points. So that's the only thing that matters down there.
Totally fair.
Bournemouth has a win in the last 5 games, but like Bournemouth is not good. Okay.
That's the point.
All right. Weekend preview. Man, this weekend we got some big ones. We got North London Derby. That's not till Sunday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Central. The weekend actually gets started on Friday. I think there's a game on Friday, is there not? Yes. Aston actually
and Thursday.
Right. There's a game on Thursday. That's actually a different match day. They're making it up. Fulham and Chelsea. Good luck, Chelsea, on that, by the way.
Good luck figuring out how to bet that game. Jesus.
I would just bet Fulham and probably the over. Aston Villa Leeds.
I was thinking the complete opposite.
Really? Low.
So was I.
You guys got more faith in Chelsea than I do right now. Man, they've been but let's start with the big ones. So I mean, Aston Villa Leeds on Friday should be actually a lot of fun. But Saturday morning, bright and early, the 6:30 a.m. I wish they wouldn't schedule these big games for that time slot. I hate that. I know it's a very American-centric way to look at it, but whatever.
To avoid hooliganism.
Yeah, oh God, we're past that, I think. But let's start with the Manchester Derby before moving on to the North London Derby. So United is hosting City this week. Quick shout out to United. Like, I feel like we've talked about this before, but like they don't stink anymore. They just don't stink. Like it's that like Marcus Rashford. I don't know if he was, sort of the one that Ronnie was hating like behind the scenes or something like that, but like he is a different player now. And the whole team's different.
This is a huge game for United. You can pull within 1 point of your arch nemesis who's been just fucking stealing all your cookies for the past however many years. Get back in it. I would love to be at Old Trafford. Holy shit, that place is going to be buzzing.
That's going to be such a big game. What a weekend. My goodness. Well, do you think United has, I think they do, but
absolutely.
Yeah.
After a run of 6 unders between these two teams, the last 2 have been 4-1 and 6-3. So if you're looking for trends, there's going to be a lot of goals in this game.
Like that. I like that call. I always get caught up in the time.
That's what City's been doing to people, though, is like choking them out. They're deciding to like literally shorten the game to 45 minutes and then go in the second half. It's been painful.
Well, that Chelsea game on Thursday was exactly that.
You could see United sit really deep and like play the exact same way they played against Arsenal, basically, and like sit in and then bunker in and then spring forward on the counter with Rashford. So it could be a TikTok, like put you to sleep kind of game, or I think it's going to be wide open. I'm hoping for wide open the same way you hope for wide open almost every game, but I can see City just pissing me off again. But I'm going to bet the over.
I like that. Optimism. Tyler, how you see this going?
I also want to believe that it's going to be a high scoring affair, and I was thinking the same thing, but I don't know, especially coming off the cup and everything like that. Legs are a little heavy. I don't know.
I think Erling Haaland. This is going to be his first Manchester Derby.
No, he scored 3 in October.
Oh shit, yeah.
So did Foden.
All the sun went to my brain.
They both had hat tricks in that game.
How the fuck did I forget about that result? I think Holland. So he didn't play
Midweek. No.
midweek. I think the Holland's going to come in and just sort of. I think he's going to score early, and I think that opens the game up.
Hope so.
That's
I'm
what I'm calling.
you know some I mean, you know what? It's gonna be a goal scoring bonanza.
Let's do it.
I'm hammering the over.
Let's do it.
Rooting for absolute chaos.
And if it goes that way,
9-5.
if it's chaotic like that, I really think United has a chance in this game. Like City, they don't strike fear into me the way that City has in years past. And this is coming from a guy who roots for Tottenham, and for whatever unbelievable reason, we've had City's number. They like Haaland scares the shit out of me. Just him individually. Erling Haaland scares the shit out of me. The rest of City, they don't really right now. Am I alone in that?
Bernardo Silva doesn't want to be there anymore.
De Bruyne has been pedestrian by his standards recently.
He must be hurt. KDB has got to be hurt because he's been very mediocre, mid, as the kids would say. I don't know. It's City just doesn't scare me. Erling Haaland scares me.
Did you learn any more cultural phrases while you're down in Miami?
I did not. I did some more research on Riz. So I now.
Okay. So what is the definition of Riz? I know I know like what it generally is, but
Jack Grealish has Riz.
Because I have it in abundance, so I just want to be exactly sure of what it is.
You've been told this oftentimes, and you just want to understand what people are saying about you.
My nickname in high school was Riz Master Flex.
In high school. Oh goodness. Oh my goodness. Where do we go? Are we done? Wait, prediction from you, Mikey.
4-2 City.
Ooh, I like it. I'm gonna go 3-3.
4-3 United.
And you got United.
4-3 United.
We're all over.
That would be awesome.
We talked each other into the overs big time here. I like that.
It's gonna be 0-0 at halftime. I'm gonna be so pissed.
Well, speaking of 0-0 at halftime, let's hope for North London Dærby that's 0-0 at halftime. That's what I'm thinking right now.
It will be.
You think so?
Are you genuinely that nervous about it?
Yeah. Is this the most scared you've been coming into one of these in a while?
I think he's reversed.
Oh yeah. I think we could get.
Why?
Worse.
You're at home. You're gonna get. It's already 1-0. Kane just scored a penalty. So what are you freaking out about?
It's not 1-0 because that's not coming till the second half. And if we can hold you off the scoreboard for the entire first 45, I'll be shocked. Absolutely shocked.
I've been watching referees seemingly be like I can't imagine how frustrating this is going to be this weekend.
I think Spurs are going to win this game.
I think it has that stink of like, oh, it's going to be the most infuriating Sunday of my life.
I mean, I like where your head's at, even though I know you're trying to reverse jinx it.
No. It feels trend. I know Tyler's with me on this. It just feels too narrative based.
Yeah.
Narrative based.
I'm serious. These results have gone with narrative.
I can't, Sam, for the record, I can't tell whether he's reverse jinxing it or not either.
Can't either. Usually I can
dead
tell.
serious. Dead serious.
Usually
I don't have good energy about it at all.
I mean, if Kulusevski plays, I will feel.
You've been saying that for the past 4 weeks.
I know, and he keeps not playing. So and that's why we keep stinking. At least that's one reason we keep stinking. There's more than him. But like, listen, the guys on the bench, Kulusevski, Richarlison on the bench, basically on the trainer's table, Richarlison, Betancourt, and Kulusevski. We need at least one of those guys on the field. It's clear. Like we've been terrible. Like without them. Kulusevski is the number one for me. Like I really hope he's out there. If he's out there, I'll be less scared. I'm coming into this game thinking like you guys could hang a number on us at our home stadium.
I don't think so. Without Jesus, I think that Spurs will enjoy being able to keep Arsenal in front of them and not really have to worry about Jesus's movement and his link up play, because they are going to obviously be sitting deep for a lot of the game. So I think that they're actually going to find themselves with some nice spots to win the ball and then go the other way on the count. Like I think that this has got Conte, special written all over it.
I mean, listen, I like the sound of that, but our our counters have been so terrible. Like we
They're
just
up,
haven't
they're
done
up and
anything
down.
well.
They're up and down, baby. You just need you need an early goal. That's all you need.
Well, first of all, that's not happening. We're going to get to my best bet soon, but that is not. We're not going to score in the first half. There's no way we're going to score. We have been so bad in the first 45 against everybody, and that includes Portsmouth. We're not gonna score.
Why are you going so hard on the reverse jinx right now? We believe you.
This actually
Yeah, usually I
jinx.
can tell, Tyler.
This is legit. This is legit. I'm not. I just don't feel good about this North London Derby. We've been like just taking a big picture view of the North London Derby and Arsenal.
If I offered you a 2-1 loss, would you take it?
I wouldn't take it. No, but
Good.
You sound like somebody who does. Yeah, like I think likely is 1-1 or 2-1 you.
Yes.
Like something
2-1.
frustrating. I think 2-1 Tottenham is my call. Swear to God.
Late Arsenal push. Spurs
Not
are
being
gonna
a dick about it. I think it'll be 1-0 for a while, and then we will equalize in like the 65th, and then push on for a winner, and you're gonna get one on the end and like a break, and I'm gonna fucking die.
see that's interesting because
penalty.
Fuck off.
If you put a gun in my head and said, how do you think this game's going to go? I'd say the exact same thing as you just said, just in the complete opposite. I think Arsenal will score first.
Shows how insecure both of you are.
That's a great point, Tyler.
First of all, fuck you, but yeah, that's true. We are insecure. We're in North London. We haven't won shit in God knows how long.
Speak for yourself.
I'm speaking for you too. What do you got? FA Cup to your name? Is that even count
Plenty
these
of them.
days?
Plenty of them, he says.
Sam, I swear to you, hand to God, I think the environment is going to be raucous. You're going to get every decision, and it's going to be a good day for you.
What? Oh, you're already putting shit on the rereferees before the game's even been played.
Have you been watching these games?
You know something like, come on, grow up. You know that there's no conspiracy
No way.
against your team.
There is.
No, there is not.
There's not.
There is.
There's absolutely not.
The fact that you're already saying that they're going to get every call is abhorrent. Like,
I love it. I love it.
In this.
You guys are far more I don't know, bullish about Tottenham than I am right now. Which I like. I like that. I don't know what to think about Mikey.
If you thought I was going to come on here and say Arsenal are going to kill him, you're an idiot.
I feel like you did that last time, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. All right. Any other games? I mean, listen, those two games right there make this weekend one of the biggest of the season.
Brighton Liverpool is a big deal.
I know there's some other games I feel like,
but comparatively to what else is going on, it's really not.
Caicedo is going to be playing in red in like 6 weeks. So
your mouth to God's ears.
I think that's really the only other one.
I watched a strictly positive Darwin Nunez highlight reel.
Oh, he's Olivier Giroud.
Deep Liverpool hashtag track. And he was like, watch this and tell me if you still think that Nunez is going to be a bust. And I watched it and I was like, he's going to be the greatest fucking number 9. He does so many good things.
I love him.
I think people think
you'll never hear a bad word.
This is Lewandowski first year at Dortmund. He only had like 8 goals or something like that.
You have been so hot and cold on Donkey.
I know, but then I watched this video.
You're back in just based on one internet highlight clip. I need to see this internet highlight clip.
This is where Tyler and I are alike.
Send me this link. I'm not out on Darwin. I love the Donkey banter because I just think Donkey's a hilarious word and sort of Donkey Darwin. But like, I'm not out on him by any means. You got to give a guy, especially a guy his age, you got to give him a season after.
First year strikers never translate.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I mean,
very rarely, if ever.
Erling Haaland has made it work.
I mean, he's going to probably finish with 15 to 20 goals this year, and everybody's going to be like, he wasn't worth 20 million, let alone 80.
Yeah, I do think you got to give him a couple. Like in this day and age, nobody gives a player, multiple seasons, but you really do. You have to give somebody his age. I'm
done with the price tag talk. People are paying joke money for everybody. Fuck off.
That's agreed, and that's not his fault.
So,
no. Let's see. Any other game? Newcastle, Fulham.
Weird one, right?
I mean,
Dream team.
We're all Ream team here.
We are.
I think Fulham beats Chelsea on Thursday, and I think Newcastle. I think they beat Fulham pretty handily on Sunday.
Mm.
That'd be my
A
pick.
little weird.
Anti-American.
Listen, I'm Ream team. I'm driving that bus.
You know, you try really hard to make
We
sure
don't have to do this.
that you're on Ream team.
We don't have to do this.
It's a little much.
Ream team, baby.
I got
Hashtag
nothing
Ream
to
team.
prove.
Hashtag Ream team. Wolves West Ham. Is there going to be a worse game in the Premier League?
If I catch any of you out there, if I catch any of you out there watching that, when there are plenty of other games in La Liga, Serie A, anywhere else that might be interesting over that, if I catch any of you tweeting about West Ham Wolves, you're dead to me.
Even West Ham and Wolves fans will probably agree with you on that.
That is the type of game that I would tweet something out, though.
Oh God.
Just to talk some shit. I mean, it's the same time as Brighton Liverpool, and I do think that's going to be a good game. How do you feel about that game, Tyler?
Oh, I don't know what to feel about anything in life anymore. I go into every game not expecting anything. I go into every game thinking that I'm going to see the worst version of Darwin Nunez. Trent is going to fall asleep at least 4 times at the back post and doesn't turn his body.
Man, does he not care?
Sometimes
there is something. There's something going on right now, and I just need to take it one day at a time.
That Trent thing is real. Work rate, very low work rate.
The work rate thing. He kind of hunches over, and I've done some reading and stuff like that, and there are some things that he does that make it seem like he's not working.
Got it.
Shut the.
No, I'm serious. I use this defense with Ozil too. He covers the most ground.
The way you said it, it was like the Mona Lisa. Like, is he
Trent,
being a dick?
Yeah, I have no idea. And now I don't even know anymore.
Oh, amazing. All right.
I don't know what to feel about that game. We could win 3-2, or we could lose 2-1 on a fucking backbreaker after we missed 7 chances. I don't know.
How long is Van Dijk out for?
Weeks, I think I saw, which not good. Definitely not good.
No, but Konate's been playing well.
Konate has been playing really well.
Okay, man, I'm excited about this weekend. I really just am. Some of those games.
Are you gonna have a beer at 6:30 Central Time?
Yeah, the games. Listen, Manchester Dærby. That's not alcoholism. That's
it's not even your team.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but it's a huge game. That's out of my hands.
I just want to say thank you to the scheduling for putting Tottenham Arsenal last, because when that game's first to a weekend, it can ruin the whole weekend of games.
Yeah.
So
I think you're right on that. One thing we can agree on about that. I'm glad that they made it last, as opposed. I feel like we played a lot of 6:30 a.m. Saturday. Kickoff.
That's going to be a drunk game for everyone there.
Not me.
Honey.
Right?
In
case the wife is listening. Just in case. All right, let's move on. Stoppage time. So Ivan Toney's best bets.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I have a lot of wagers that I like this week. You want to go first, Mikey? You got anything for us?
I always like to give out midday when there's isolated games, so that way, because everyone wants to bet when it's the only thing on the weekday when you're trying not to work. I really like Fulham, Chelsea, both teams to score no. I don't know which way yet, but
fair.
I think one of them is going to, I think 1-0 wins that game.
I mean, the way that Chelsea's been playing,
and away in London, I think both teams to score no in the Fulham Chelsea game, and then both teams to score yes in the Villa Leeds game. If you put those two together, and then you can ride into Friday with a bet already running, hedge if you want, have some fun. That's my bet.
I love the both teams to score and over in Villa Leeds. I think that I know that Villa's been a little unpredictable. Leeds has not been unpredictable, other than that Newcastle game, which was completely out of the blue. Leeds has been about as predictable as any team in the league, and that's goals are coming probably from both teams. So I like that call. Tyler, what do you got for us? What are your cockamamie long shot parlays?
Yeah, here it comes. Why? I hate the way the DraftKings does this. All right, fuck it. I don't really care. United on the money line. Pair that with I'm doing this live. Pair that with a Leeds win.
This is hard. This is already ginormous.
Plus
Yeah,
16. But that's it. I wasn't even gonna lie.
That's it. Just plus 1600. 1600. No big deal. Oh God. By the way, we actually have some League Cup games in the midweek that some teams have to be playing. Manchester United's playing, Newcastle,
So
Leicester.
This is about the
Southampton
time
City.
when it pops up and you go, thank fucking God we threw that one back in
Yes,
November.
for sure. Lose now is bad. To lose like League Cup. So this is what
Is it still 2 legs?
No, they went to 1 leg. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, fucking geez.
And they went directly to shootouts too, as
Better.
opposed to play do-overs. So just by the way, so City's going to play a game. Wolves and Nottingham or Forest are going to play. Leicester, Newcastle play midweek. Man United. So yeah, just something to keep in mind.
We could have a Clasico on Sunday as well. Real Madrid plays Valencia and Betis plays Barcelona in the Spain Super Cup in midweek, and they could meet for the final on Sunday in a Clasico for a trophy. Just keep that in mind on your schedule.
Interesting.
But yeah,
we got a little. Thank you so much. I'll bring it down to you soon, okay? Got a little a cute little interrupter there.
cameo.
Yeah, pitch invader. Okay, so my best bet is Arsenal to score in the. This is actually not my best bet. This is a honorable mention best bet. Arsenal to score in the first half. Are you drink Pacifico, by the way?
No,
I was going to give you an internet high five.
I don't know if I've ever seen Mikey drink a beer on here.
He does every now and again. I've seen it. Arsenal to score first half. Tottenham to score second half. I don't know what the odds are on that.
I don't even know if that's a thing.
I'm pretty sure that is.
That's probably a lot. You got a lot of juice on that.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'll have to find what the odds are on that. I'm having a little. When I press soccer, it only brings up the EF. Oh, okay, here we go. But actually, my best bet was Mikey. You sort of took that. I was going to say bet both teams to score and the over in that Aston Villa Leeds game, which I think that's got goals written all.
I will always bet in a standalone game. That's a rule of mine. You always have to bet a standalone game in the week.
I like it. Also, I think Brighton, Liverpool, probably both teams to score and over in that as well. No hatred. I just think that Liverpool is a fun team to watch.
No hatred here.
Liverpool is a fun team to watch and gamble on if you like both teams to score and overs. That's all we got for having Tony's best bets. Let's finish strong with GOAWs. Who wants to lead off here? I feel like Mikey looks like he's got somebody ready.
I mean, I think mine is pretty predictable. It was retweeted today. Lucas Perez's goal for Deportivo in his debut. Got to give him the flowers there.
Give everybody the backstory.
Yeah, Lucas Perez bought himself out of his deal with Cadiz or whatever, however you say it. Who were in La Liga to move down to the 3rd division and help out his boyhood club Deportivo, basically playing for free, scores a goal in his debut, celebrates in front of a massive crowd. It was really awesome. And if you haven't seen the video, go check it out.
Right, it's great. Is this Deportivo La Coruña?
Yeah.
Okay. And he not only sort of went down to the 3rd division sort of on his own volition, he paid half of his transfer. He paid $500,000 dollars or euros or whatever to go play for his boyhood team. So that is pretty cool. It's a good shout. Tyler, who you got?
So not nearly as heartwarming as that, but Georgi Mihailovic made his debut for AZ Alkmaar in the Eredivisie. And say what you will about Georgi, and particularly those Sam Fam in Chicago, know his story a little bit better. He's been known to have maybe a little bit of a temper. He's had some issues with Rafa Wiki before with the fire. And he wasn't getting a lot of looks at Europe, and finally made his move. And he like genuinely worked his way into that move. I mean, he's been unreal for the past, 18 months, barring a couple of injuries. So shout out to Georgi making his debut, went over for $6 million from Montreal. Good stuff. Could be making some features for the national team potentially.
Should be.
He's right on that.
He deserves a chance. He deserves a chance.
Right. He's right on that line. And he was actually at one of the game watches we had for World Cup.
Nice.
Drew Connor is friends with him, Chicago guys, and he just stopped by and watched the game. He was a really nice dude. And yeah, I'm rooting for him. I mean, he, the end of his tenure with Chicago, things weren't going great. He went to Montreal and just sort of was reborn, and it was awesome to see.
Ripped it up. And
Yeah.
that's what everybody was saying, that he just sort of needed to get out of Chicago.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine like being here, growing up here, your
A
entire
Chicago
life,
kid, right?
a Chicago kid, and then having a talent and a skill in a sport to go play wherever you want, and you're still playing in the same town with all your friends, family, and everything. Like, I feel like it would just be like Groundhog Day a little bit.
Yeah, and clearly he's made the most of it, and we're rooting for him with AZ. Where Americans have not a bad track record. Jozy Altidore scored like literally 1 billion goals for them a few years ago. Okay, so my GOAWs, shout out, honorable mention to TJ McConnell. I think he showed up to the Pacers game wearing the
DeMar Hamlin
jersey. So nice touch by him. He's a Pittsburgh guy. And my GOA is whoever the Stevenage FC admin is. So this is Stevenage. They're in, I don't know, the 3rd, 4th division, wherever Stevenage is in. They were playing at Aston Villa. They were down a goal at this point. Whoever the admin for this Stevenage Tottenham Twitter, sorry, Stevenage Twitter account, tweeted 66 minute. Philippe Coutinho comes off. The substitution took longer than usual as they had to dig him out of Luther James Wilden's back pocket. So, like, in a vacuum, that's a rather innocuous tweet. I mean, it's banter, but it, like, coming from a lower division team who's playing on the road at Aston Villa and are down 1-0 at the time. I mean, that is a ballsy tweet.
I think the player tweeted it. He's running the Twitter from the pitch.
Whoever did it, well done, because then they went on to score 2 late goals after that red card and won the game. Stevenage beat Aston Villa, and I think this is actually the biggest win. This tweet was the biggest win of the day, but like that whoever tweeted that out when you're down 1-0 to a Premier League team, well done. That took some large balls, and I respect it. So
you said admin, right?
I did say Stevenage's Twitter admin. Yeah.
Me and Larry were talking about how that might be a good nickname for a player that nobody's claimed yet. The admin.
Yeah.
I like it, but who would sort of
Larry?
Was he trying to give himself his own nickname?
No. I think he's a good candidate for it, but it's a nickname that hasn't been claimed yet. It's a good one.
Okay, I like it. Yeah. How was you saw him play, right?
He didn't play. He was hurt.
Oh, never mind. Well, we got to get Larry and TJ back on here before too long. But that's all we got this week. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you, especially Tyler, Mikey. You guys are the best. And we will be back after this huge weekend, and somebody's going to be talking shit. Somebody's going to be crying. I don't know who's who, but we'll find out next week. So tune in. Thank you, guys. See you guys then.